Hey, how's it going, you guys? This is petplatypus here, and it's time to review a couple episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho, episodes 85 and 86. First up, we got episode 85. Now, this is actually a pretty cool episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. Been a lot of good ones lately, and this one's no exception. Simple as fuck, but it's a good episode. So, what basically happens, aside from the fight, we get the other dude, I forget his name, but the other dude ends up taking Kuwabara, who's now free. Well, not free, like they're still like trapped technically, but he takes Kuwabara, Hiei, Seaman, and Kurama, and he traps them inside like this crazy, weird, creepy looking shadow dude, eats them, and they get trapped in like this weird like dimension where there's all like these buildings and stuff, and like pieces of debris. Basically just to separate them while Yusuke and Sensui have it out without any distractions. And he tells this backstory about how he first met Sensui and he kind of admired him, and I'm thinking, like, dude, you're a little bit creepy. Like, this is like, whoa, like, you're following this dude around and shit, and he basically does say he's gay for Sensui, and I don't really care about that per se. Just the way that he kind of stalked him and shit, I'm like, you're kind of creepy, bro. But yeah, he basically explains all that about how Sensui can be fucking passionate and this and that and that, and how he's the most amazing dude. Talking about it like he sounded like one of those dudes from JoJo that talks about how great Dio is, I swear, but only in more extensive detail. But, yeah, and Sensui let him live because he made Sensui laugh. That was kind of weird, but then he kind of explains how this was kind of Sensui's first step in seeing that not all demons are evil. Not all demons are, you know, black and white, good, bad, you know, humans good, demons bad, you know. So that was cool. It was a nice little, I guess, character development for that character. Not really anything progressive in terms of development, but just kind of development in terms of kind of establishing personality, motivation, and all that. So that was good. Then we get Yusuke versus Sensui. Now this shit was actually pretty damn good. We got Yusuke rushing in, goes for the punch. Sensui's gonna block with a kick, dodge, come around, punch him in the face. What you think's a pretty hard punch, but it's not. And Sensui coming in there with his moves, really solid animation all the way throughout, nothing too, you know, crazy or anything in terms of like bad artwork, just really consistent animation, consistent artwork, and you know, a lot of cool rapid punching. Sensui's like, oh yeah, I knew you'd come in with that punch, so I turned my head to reduce the damage, like he's fucking Date Eiji from Hajime no Ippo. If you haven't fucking seen Hajime no Ippo, you need to see that series. But anyways, so he does the fucking Date head slip, and, you know, he's like, you know, so reduce the damage. So that was a cool little strategy, and he's talking about how Yusuke is stronger, faster, has more stamina, all that stuff, but he'll still lose because he has more experience, he can predict his moves and everything, and Yusuke, you know, basically says, whatever, fuck off. Yusuke ends up taking his really hard kick, then Yusuke comes back at him, and then he ends up taking his shirt off. He has all these scars that are like self-inflicted, and I'm like, whoa, dude, you're a little bit emo there, settle down. But he said it's part of his training. And we also get some of Sensui trying to tell Yusuke, like, oh, you know, you've killed people, and the more you continue to be a spirit detective, you're gonna start going down the same path I did and stuff. And Yusuke's like, no, whatever, bro, shut your mouth. And, yeah, it's just cool. It's, you know, you got the character dynamic there, you've got the cool fighting with a little bit of nice strategy in there. It's clear that Sensui's gonna start, upping the ante and start going a little bit more all out, and Yusuke will as well. Cool moment where Yusuke, you know, he says, I can predict your moves, so Yusuke's like, okay, well, I'm gonna cause a fucking dust cloud, punches the ground, nails him with a bunch of shots to the stomach. It was really cool. It was just really cool fighting, nice strategy. Do I even dare say that I like this better than the Toguro fight? I'm not sure yet, because the Toguro fight was good. You know, he's blocking Yusuke with his thumb and shit. Like, that's just disgusting. That's like the grossest thing I've ever seen. Like, you're so overpowered, you block someone with a thumb. So, like, the Toguro fight's still really awesome, but this fight does have some really good strategy going on, and I am really enjoying it so far. So, this overall episode, given the character development here and there, the character dynamics, you know, trying to talk to Yusuke and everything, and those things, and the fighting itself, I'd probably set this episode around an 8 to an 8.5. I thought it was a great episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. Definitely well-paced. Story progression, you know, not so much, but we're in a fight, so I mean, you know, there's not really going to be a lot of story progression when a fight starts. Oh, one more thing. I'm gonna put this in somewhere in the video. Koenma is like going through the cave to get to them, and I was like, hey, is he gonna know the way? Like, how's he gonna get there? He's following Kurama's trail of little like light up flowers, so that's cool. Because I was like, hey, how is he gonna get there? So now it explained it. So yeah, Koenma's doing his thing. Cool. Yeah, I give it like an 8 to an 8.5. I thought it was a great episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. Now I'll talk about episode 86. Okay, you guys. So episode 86. What the fuck? Okay, hold on. Whoa. 7? Okay, hold on. 7. Okay, I'll get to that in a second, but the fight continues very nicely. Good animation, except for one thing I will mention. But just to kind of go through the fight real fast, we get Yusuke versus Sensui, obviously, picking up where we left off. Yusuke goes in, tries to attack. Sensui ends up doing this move where he basically makes a ridiculous amount of little fucking energy soccer balls. Then he does this kick, launches them all at him like this huge barrage of kicks. Well, not kicks, but this huge barrage of soccer ball, energy ball things. Yusuke's trying to dodge. He takes a bunch of hits from him. It's pretty badass. I think Yusuke comes in and lands a couple hits. Maybe. I'm not positive on that. But I know Sensui starts up another one. Goes to do it again. This time Yusuke's like jumping up on like pillars of rock and shit, and then him and Sensui have this cool exchange in the air where Yusuke gets kicked in the face, and that was really badass. The only thing I didn't like about this section of the fight was when they reused animation on him performing the kick. Like, they reused him powering up, showing the energy balls around him, kicking the energy balls towards Yusuke, and they even reused some of Yusuke dodging them. That's kind of weak to me. I mean, there was some cool shots in animation to make up for it, like when there was this huge zoom in on Yusuke from a distance, and like I said, when he climbs the pillars and that exchange in the air. Artwork suffered a bit, but it wasn't too bad at all. It was still really entertaining. Then we have Sensui and Yusuke. What ends up happening is Yusuke goes in for a rapid punch rush. He basically gets dodged and blocked, but what ends up happening is he jumps in the water, takes a swim. You're thinking, what the fuck are you doing, Yusuke? He jumps out, rips his shirt off, and then wraps it around Sensui's arm. Got it wet so that it would do that. That was cool. I like that strategy. Then Yusuke just ground and pounds him, and it's really fucking badass, and it's definitely going to be my thumbnail, which you guys already saw. It's just, that was really badass. The rapid punching was awesome. The shot of Yusuke, like, looking over him, like, the fists were kind of, like, they were just kind of showing fists in rapid motion. Like, it was kind of, like, I don't know if I could really describe it, but it was kind of weird on animation, if you guys know what I'm talking about. But the shot of them from, like, the side that I used for my thumbnail, that shit was epic. But then, Sensui pulls some crazy shit. Literally crazy. Gun arm, shoots Yusuke, and it's not Sensui anymore. It's a different personality, and he has 7. I'm like, what the fuck? 7 personalities? You're disgusting. And then, fucking Sensui fanboy over here, Sensui's lover or whatever. No, he's not actually gay for him. He's gay for Sensui, but at least I think that's what he said before. But yeah, he basically says he has 7 personalities. They were developed in order to cope with all the insane shit that Sensui's had to deal with in his life. And that's cool, whatever. I hope we get to see all 7. This one has like a Brooklyn, like axe tough guy accent in the dub. I'm like, you don't really need that. But it's fine, it's not a big deal, it's a nitpick. But yeah, he has a gun arm, and he just shoots the crap out of Yusuke. And Koenma ends up showing up to save Yusuke. Well, maybe not save him, but he's going to do something. And yeah, I mean, I thought the fighting was really cool in this episode. I thought the strategy with the shirt was cool, the ground and pound, the crazy energy volley freaking barrage of blasts from his leg, that was really badass. And the split personality thing is a great twist. One thing I will say, though, is Yusuke is pretty heavily injured, so I'm definitely curious as to see what's going to go on as far as continuing this fight. I'm sure Yusuke's going to win. I just hope there's not some crazy bullshit power-up. And, you know, now that Koenma's here, we'll see what he has to do with that pacifier. But yeah, the personalities, I want to see all 7. I really hope we don't get skipped on a few of them. I hope, don't say there's 7 if you're not going to show all 7. If you're only going to show 5, say he has 5. If you're going to show 3, say he has 3. don't say he has 7. And I don't know if Sensui himself is included in the 7, I would assume. So we've seen 2, there's 5 more. That's going to be interesting, and apparently they all have different abilities, so that's really, really cool too. But yeah, I'm definitely loving this fight. I think it's a really good fight. Top anime fights, we'll see, but I definitely think it's really cool, and it's got some really unique angles and really cool moments. But I wouldn't say top anime fights yet. But it's definitely really impressing me. It's the most impressive fight in Yu Yu Hakusho so far. But I mean, I think the whole Chapter Black arc is the most impressive arc in Yu Yu Hakusho so far. I really, really like it. But anyways, pretty much all I have to say about this episode. I really enjoyed it. I'll probably give it the same rating as the previous episode. In fact, since Koenma showed up, and we've now gotten even more further character development for Sensui, and since the animation was still good, other than that one kind of long section of reused animation. I mean, not long, but it was like the whole announcing of the attack, the whole power-up, the whole energy balls flying, even the zoom in on Yusuke flashing to his face, and Yusuke dodging a few of them. That's a lot of reused animation in one spot. Like, that's, like, you use a shot here and there, okay, but when you do, like, a whole section, that's a bit problematic. But that's, like, the only negative in the entire episode for me, other than the nitpick of this new guy, not Sensui, but this other personality, I don't remember his name, his voice. Other than that nitpick of him having, like, a weird accent, this was a really good episode. A little bit of story progression with Koenma, character development, really solid, 8.5, great episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. So, thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you guys thought of these episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho in the comments below. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.